So I've come out for a sunset walk, just in a place of natural beauty, just to see what animals I can observe at this time of night. Maybe spot some deers, some rabbits, maybe even some badgers or herons, we'll see. Let's have a look. All the river bank is eroding. It's been quite dry and arid here recently, so the bank, as you can see, is kind of collapsing down into the river itself, or into the stream. It's quite a beautiful little stream, very picturesque. It's probably better to come here in the day, but then the chances of seeing animals during the day are less, as they get more active at this time of night. If we're lucky, we might see something. The path is a bit beaten. At this time of year, there's a lot more ticks about than normal. They can cause Lyme disease, so you really do have to check yourself after you've finished your walk, just to make sure you've not got any on you. They're generally quite little ones. I mean, this is quite an off the beaten track path. I'd say not many people come here, or even know come here. Really, you've got to know where you're going, and there are a couple of ways, but as I said, because the path has been collapsing recently, some of those paths have become inaccessible to what they used to be. So even I'm not sure if we're going to find a way. We should be okay. I'll get back down onto the river quite soon. It's been quite dry here. It's probably not rained for, say, about 3 weeks now. So everything looks quite lush, but really we could do with a bit of rain, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's quite boggy here, considering there's been no rain for a while. I mean, this is quite treacherous. It's actually an old chap. He died quite recently. Got some little sets there. Just finding the best way to actually get across here, because although it's quite easy to get through, I don't particularly want to get covered in mud if I can help it. Not knowing it's so slippy for a while. You guys won't be able to smell this, but there's a really strong scent of garlic here. So I've got lots of garlic flowers, as you can see. They're quite beautiful. There's two ways really. I could go that way, but I think I'll choose this path. Keep on the river bank. Seems a bit more entertaining. Whew. Quite hot now. Can go fishing here, but need a license to come fishing here. I'm sure you probably do have a lot of people go fishing without a license, but you can get in trouble for that, so it's not advisable. Not to say that doesn't happen though. I've not had much luck with the wildlife, to be honest. What we'll probably do is come back up over the top, because it's going to start getting dark soon, and obviously this is not a great place to be when it's dark. You really need to be able to see where you're going. I mean, it's safe in itself, but there's lots of things, places where you could fall potentially, so it's not really advisable. Got lots of beautiful colours here. Even a bike course that people dug up here. Yeah, so even down here, still get people coming down. So those kids probably spend a lot of time down here BMXing and doing jumps on those trails. It takes a lot of maintaining to keep that all dug up. Probably, I mean, it's not just a couple of people, there's quite a big group of them who maintain all those jumps, because obviously as the rains come, those all get worn away, so they need constant work to keep it moving. Should hopefully. I was expecting to see a bit more wildlife at this time of night, to be honest with you. I'm going too quick. Another nice little spot here. I'll take you down to. Yeah. So you can probably imagine this is exactly the kind of location where you get animals coming to feed, well, not to feed, to drink. And this path certainly beats a concrete path, so it's quite a nice little track to walk along. As I said, the smell of garlic here is actually really strong. I mean, it's getting close to 9 o'clock at night here, and as you can see, the sun still hasn't gone down. So in England, in the summer, it can stay light till probably, I mean, sunset in some points after around 10 o'clock, but you'll still have enough light to see often till 10:30 or so. Yeah. Really along this path. There's lots of flora and fauna around here. It's quite tranquil to go somewhere like this, just because it is so off the beaten track. You know, we've been walking for a bit of time now. So far I've just seen 3 people. Either people out for a walk, get some fresh air, or doing some exercise. As you can see, I've got to crouch down just to go along here at the minute because it's so low. This river or stream can get quite high, but like as I said, there's not been any rain for quite a long time. I'm surprised there's actually this much water flowing in here. You'd actually think there'd be a bit less than there is. That's some nice blossom there. You know, who needs to go to Japan to see sakura? We've got all this here. Obviously the sakura pink colours stand out a bit better, but you still, you know, you've got to appreciate what's around you. If you can't appreciate what's around you, you're not going to appreciate it when you go other places. Right, so we're actually out again now. We've come through the clearing. As we get higher up, it should get a bit lighter again. As you can see, that looks not particularly that nice at the moment, and that's mainly because the water level is so low. To be honest with you, when it's flowing in winter time, when there's been a lot of rain, or just in general time when there's been a lot of rain, you've got that whole width cascade, and you can get some quite nice photos. If you're wondering what the bit in the middle is for, they're actually ladders. If you're wondering ladders for what, well, it's ladders for fish to jump up to get to their spawning grounds. Because, as obviously they've put this in, and it's quite difficult. So those ladders there help the fish to get to the spawning ground. And you can imagine, obviously we're not in Canada, this is northeast of England, in Yorkshire. But if you In Canada you'd have some birds at the top of there just waiting to pounce on any fish that were walking by and obviously grab and eat them, put on some weight. So when it got to winter, they'd built up enough fat deposits to hibernate. Obviously they need, particularly the mothers need it to feed the cubs. So that's where I've just come from. And over there is a youth hostel. The road's not very safe to walk across slowly, so just shows the distance. That's the youth hostel. So if you were doing any trekking, then that'd be a good place to stop over. I can't say I've actually been there myself. I have stayed in youth hostels before. They're always generally clean and well maintained. Good food, cheap in nature, as is the nature of the youth hostels itself, because they're really designed for people who are trekking. This is the way we were going to go. I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it, unfortunately. Normally we'd walk along there. It looks like it's a bit inaccessible. I might have to go a bit further up. It smells quite strong. The sewage, it's actually, there's a sewage works there. Interestingly here, they've got something about Super Brad's pad, saying about a dream holiday home. Oh, it is a holiday home. Okay, well, it's a holiday home for all children, which is good. Nice little pub there, where they do nice Sunday carveries. Food's pretty reasonable and cheap. Should be able to get onto one of these fields soon. I'll go a bit further. Having to come a lot further than I intentionally planned or originally planned, because of that closed off area. So I made it back onto the path which goes over to the cliff top, and we'll walk back along the cliff top to over here. We can see those houses showing sunset, and then at the Sea Life Centre, which is, it's quite a good exhibit of all the animals. So if you want to see lots of different sharks, seals, and other marine or aqua life, then there's plenty of it there. In the distance over there, you'll see Oliver's Man. There is the Scarborough Castle. It's actually damaged the castle during the one of the world wars. It was shelled by the Germans. In fact, quite a lot of buildings in Scarborough. One of the ones that actually missed being shelled was the Grand Hotel. We can potentially go there another day to have a look at that. But the Grand Hotel, legend has it, whether it's true or not I don't know, but Hitler was said to have planned or liked the Grand Hotel and wanted it to use it as like a headquarter. How much truth there is into that I am not sure, but you can find articles in newspapers about that if you wanted to verify it. I mean, scenically, it is really beautiful here. As I said, the sun is going to set quite soon. It's a nice cornfield. It's actually a bird sanctuary, well, not a bird sanctuary, but there's a little bird reserve over, I think it's on that field there. Don't really have time to go to it right now because obviously, as I said, the sun's about to set, so I don't really see much there. Really the time to go in there, probably, I mean, really more sunrise than sunset. Obviously the cliffs here that we'll get to in a moment are not particularly safe to be, I mean they are safe, but not safe to be walking along at night if you can't see where you're going. Although not so long ago we got a red alert on an app called Aurora Watch, and I came up here and managed to see the Northern Lights. Yeah, so you can see it's quite a beautiful landscape. I think we will have to come for a dawn walk across here another night, but that will not be tonight. Yeah, I mean, around here at this time of night, it's really just dog walkers. Although in holiday season, half terms, it can get quite busy because there's holiday, right where I showed that pub before, there's a caravan park there. So obviously this is a throughway to the cliffs and the beach, so it's quite a nice scenic walk as well. Don't know if you can see shining in the distance over there. That was an old Coast Guard tower. It's the one on the corner, but now it's just actually been turned into, I believe it is now a bird watching centre or tower. So you get quite a few ornithologists or bird scientists going there to record the sounds of the birds and to record the birds, coastal birds obviously. So whether they're gannets, different kinds of gulls, puffins, and record them. You can see the soil there is rather cracked. I don't think it's going to be a bumper harvest for the farmers, unfortunately, this year. There's Jeremy Clarkson, obviously since he's done Clarkson's farm, it's brought a bit more interest into farming. I know the first season of Clarkson's farm, he made about, after working his butt off for the whole year, I think he made about $100, which, or £100 even, just a bit over, which obviously is shocking if you're a farmer and you've worked day and night to get to grow crops for people of the local population. You're doing a great service, and then to only get about £100 profit is, it's kind of, it shows why some of these farmers are struggling. I mean, obviously for Clarkson, he had a £3 million Amazon deal to top up that £100, so really it's about 3 million and a few £100, but nevertheless you can see for the farmers who don't have an Amazon deal why it's quite a difficult time. So that's the Tower of Seine. That is a place called Cloughton. It goes along this nice walk. You can walk up to Whitby along there. It's part of what's called the Cleveland Way. So I'll probably do Cleveland Way. I've walked quite a lot of the Cleveland Way, but just in sections, but I'd like to do it on a more continuous route. So as you can see, it's quite beautiful here. People are sat observing the sunset. It's quite a good time. Quite calming as well. All you can really hear is the sound of the birds, sound of the waves, and in this case, sound of me talking. So we'll soon be getting back to where we started off, but just on the other side. It's quite a nice little beach there. There is a strong current there though, so you have to be careful. A lot of these beaches, the currents are quite strong. Evening. So that's where we started the journey. I've just seen there's quite a nice little drop there. That's like quite interesting for climbing. I might have to explore that another day. That's where we came from. And then walking back down, and we'll soon get back down to the coast. Whew. Yeah, you do a quick route like this, do this kind of thing every day, it's going to keep you fit. People wonder why a lot of people in England, well, I say people, when Italians or Spanish, people from warmer countries come to the UK, they wonder why English people walk so quick. And I mean, if you have a look around, pretty much everywhere you go in places like this, you're either having to go up or down a hill, and particularly in winter time, you've got to walk really quick just to stay warm. It's not particularly, you can't feel it today, but on a winter's day, then the sea breeze in towns like this are really, really cold. There's a nice little pub. Not sure if it's open now, but in summertime that will get really busy. Yeah, so that's where we started the journey off on. Interestingly, it looks like there's a ladder down there. Not sure what that's for. Potentially it's for somebody to go fishing. I'll have to go there and inspect it another day. Yeah, lots of seabirds. And you can often see herons. You can see the sun setting now. So, probably in around 10 minutes or so it will be dark. Nearly at the journey's end, as I said. I'm going to stop when we get to the Sea Life Centre, or in fact at the bridge, crossing the stream or river that we've walked up. There's quite a lot of flies here. Quite a nice little beach here, quite calming. Can take a quick look. It's quite a way down. Some quite nice little boulders here as well. And some of these are not bad for climbing. Well, I think this is as good a place as any to end this video. Until the next one. Oh gosh, so that fossil there, that's interesting. What a find. Is it a fossil? That's well polished. Oh, that's interesting. You were loved. I'm not sure if it's a geocache, but it's quite a funny one. Well, that's a perfect place to end the video, so we'll stop there. Until next time.